Hello, good evening, and welcome to another edition of the program. On a night like this, it's good to have Abedi Pele, the soccer maestro, as our special guest. We are in Abedi Pele's home here at East Legon in Ghana, and recently somebody blogged on the internet about a goal that has been made, a hat trick actually, that was made at East Legon for Olympic Marseille. We'll be talking about that. So tonight, our exclusive interviews with the soccer maestro, Abedi Pele, who has just made history again, and that's the immediate reason for our interviews. Abedi Pele's club, FC Nania, is the first non-Premier League club to have won the FA Cup in Ghana, beating in the grand final no less a team than Kumasi Asante Kotoko, my own club, the Accra Sports Stadium. Maestro, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. When I first, jumped into France, it was the second division that I went to called Nyon. And then I played so well that I won all the trophies, and I brought the team to Premier Division, let me say, Premier Division. And then Marseille said, okay, we want this boy, so they got me. But I had a tough time in Marseille with Papin, with Gengini, with Tigana, because they were stars.
The team was very strong.
Very, very strong, and they were stars in France. So, when I was coming, I was also coming in as a star from a second division. So they said, a black from Africa called Pele, what is this? So they didn't accept me. It was tough. So 6 months later, I told my manager that, look, this is not a place for me. Let me find another place to go. So he managed to negotiate with Lille. So I went to Lille. That was in, I think, 88, 89. So I was in Lille, and then we started, my second game was against Marseille in Marseille, and then we drew 1-1. They came to Lille, and then we beat them 2-0, and I scored the 2 goals.
Both goals?
Both goals. And then Tapi said, no, you people have made me to abandon the black Maradona. I'll go back for this boy. So the other season, he came back for me, and I said, no, I have to satisfy the fans of Lille. For another season before I'll move. But because of the experience I had in Marseille, I wasn't very keen of going to Marseille. So the second season, I was voted the best player in France in Lille. So Paris Saint-Germain came, they wanted me, my services, and then Marseille also came. So as we were discussing with Paris Saint-Germain, the president of Paris, Tapi also was on the phone with my wife.
Oh, with Maha?
Yes.
I see.
So when I came home after the discussions with Lille and Paris Saint-Germain, and I got home with my manager, she said, no way. She said, you have to go back and prove to them that you are the best.
Wow.
So I said, so I will go back, but if there is failure, I'll blame you.
I see.
And she said, yes, let's go. I know that you can make it. So we went, and then that was it.
That was the beginning of the great story
at
Olympic Marseille. How did he get into the Black Stars team in 1982?
That is a very interesting story. I was in Ghana Academicals. We played inter-schools in, I think, Cape Coast. And I was so good that I won the best player of the tournament. And then a week later, they took me to Academicals camp, somewhere in Medina. But I was just a little boy that I was in the camp for about a week. Later, we saw Usam Dodu and then some 3 other men coming to see the technical men of the Academicals teams. So after they met, they sent for me. They said, look, they want you to go and join the Black Stars. I was so happy. You can't imagine. I was jumping. I went to the room. I told.
Were you playing for RTU already?
I was playing for RTU,
okay.
Yes. So I was jumping, and then you just couldn't believe it. So they took me with a car, with my things in my luggages, we went to Aburi. The Black Stars were there. Getting to the camp, you see Abdul Razak, you see Adofama was the captain. And these big names that they were all my idols when I was playing coach. I was happy to be. So Adofama accommodated me into his room. So I was the boy who, after training, I would watch their things, try them, and then, prepare for the next training.
You didn't train?
I was training with them, but when...
And you watched their things?
Of course, yes.
There was no laundry in the camp?
No, there was not. Even up to date, there's no laundry.
I see.
Yeah, so, no, I used to wash their things and then prepare them for the next training. And I was the darling boy of the camp. And that time, I think that day, we were about 3 who arrived in the camp. Kwesi Apia, and then the Kayode, Dan Kayode.
Yeah,
no, Ben. Ben
Kayode, the striker.
Ben, yeah, the striker. We were 3. We all arrived the same day. And we all had the opportunity to... And then how I got into the team, I think I was someone who was very strong, and mentally I was very strong, and I believed that I can play the game. So when we played against Guinea. No, I don't know. No, Zaire.
The friendly?
No, in the African Cup qualifier, the last game.
The last qualifier, okay.
The last game. And what happened was we drew here 2-2. And they had a player called Mayele that you've heard of.
Yeah, Mayele.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we played 2-2 here. I was on the bench wearing number 14. And then we got to Zaire for the next game 2 weeks later. So when I was on the bench here and I didn't come in, I thought, over there also I wasn't going to come in. So the day before the match, we were in a restaurant, and a kid from a village, you see the food, you think you can eat everything. And I was eating, and Adolf said, stop what you're doing. I said, but I'm not going to play. He said, no, you don't know, so you just take it easy. So I took it easy, and then the following day, calling the selection, I was still number 14. Getting into the game, which the stadium was packed overnight. Yeah.
This is Mobutu's Zaire.
Mobutu's Zaire.
Those were the big days.
Big days.
Yeah.
The stadium was packed because it was their last game. They drew in Ghana. They see it to be done deal.
Okay, so they could have qualified.
Of course, draw, they qualified.
They drew 2-2 here.
Yeah.
So even a goalless draw,
they go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had to win.
We have to win. So we started the game, and then 20 minutes later, our champion, who is Adofama, got injured. They stayed for another 5 minutes to see whether he can make it. He couldn't. 10 minutes, he couldn't. They said, then they looked at the bench, this 16-year-old boy sitting down. He's the only one who could play the midfield. So they said I should get up. They just threw me in without any confidence. So, but in my mind, I knew what was waiting for them. So I got in and then changed the game. My first cross was a goal, George Alassane. Wow. Yeah. The second cross was again George Alassane, a goal. 2-0. 2-1. Okay. They even scored before I came.
Leading.
They were leading 1-0.
Okay.
And I came in and then gave those 2 crosses, and then we ended the match that we couldn't even come out from the stadium.
Violence.
Yes, violence, serious violence. So they have to keep us in till maybe midnight.